There's no evidence against me. The authorities are coming to steal my cars and steal my money. That is why I'm in jail. There's no evidence against me.
Why do you say prison and unjust? Why is prison unjust?
Of course it's unjust. There's no justice in Romania, unfortunately. Did you hurt any girl? Of course not.
Hi guys, so regarding the Tate's arrest, the Romanian prosecutor has added 2 girls to the victim list simply because they were just close to the Tates. The very same 2 girls came forward repeatedly saying that they're no victims, and they even said that to the prosecutor. The prosecutor is just now adding people to the victim list because they're desperate. They don't even have enough evidence to bring it towards in a trial. They're holding him to look for the evidence, and they're using fake people as victims. They have absolutely no evidence. There are no victims. Therefore, there's absolutely 0 crime.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about a video I stumbled across that is just another example of the woke activism. In this case, more specifically, feminist activism that is going on in school. Because I've done stories before in the past about Andrew Tate and how, specifically in the UK, there is a movement in school to try to de-radicalize or deprogram young male students who are fans of Andrew Tate, because apparently his ideology is toxic and harmful to women in society, according to these feminist teachers. Now, this video I'm about to play for you guys, I'm not sure if it takes place in the UK or the United States or where it actually takes place. However, it is a conversation, an argument between a teacher and a student who is defending Andrew Tate, and the teacher basically got triggered over the fact that he was defending Andrew Tate. Take a look.
You think he's a good guy when he had 2 women against their will in his house?
He did not. That was false.
Right. The police just raided him for absolutely
Because somebody
no
made a call to the U.S. Embassy.
The police just raided him for no reason.
It's Romania. It's corrupt there.
So Romania had a vendetta against Tate.
And they have in the past.
Wow. So the Romanian government had a vendetta against him.
They thought he was
They wanted to waste their resources on someone like Andrew Tate.
They have.
Okay. Think about that.
They thought he was a
Think about that, Burgess. This is how much Andrew Tate has gone into your country and talking about where you are like, you think an entire police force is going to we don't like Congress.
Somebody found his location of a pizza box,
because he's so silly. Because he was undercover. He wasn't. They were trying to find him, and he had to report back to Greta. And then he's so loose-headed and doesn't think. He kind of set himself up.
Yeah, she got arrested as well.
Huh?
Greta got arrested as well. In Germany.
In Germany, yeah.
Marcus, please, I have to talk to your parents. I have a problem about Andrew.
Oh. Okay.
You cannot defend Andrew Tate.
He didn't do that though. He's not.
No, because you can still get out on bail, and then there's going to be ongoing charges. And then when the court happens, then you would be facing. So I look at it. Burgess, you worry me. And this, people like Andrew Tate is why the world is scary. Because what Andrew Tate is feeding you is what you need to do. Oh yeah, we have it so hard. We men have it so hard.
Yeah. I think regardless of whether or not you agree with Andrew Tate, his ideology, or whether or not you agree if he's guilty of what they accuse him of doing, I think that we could all agree that these are exactly the kind of conversations that should not be happening in schools. Okay, teachers should not be having these type of conversations with kids. It is totally inappropriate. She should have never entertained it in the first place. Now, in regards to the substance of the conversation, I think this teacher is being ridiculous, right? She literally threatened to call the student's parents because he defended Andrew Tate. She's like, you can't defend Andrew Tate. Like, what? What? Again, these people are really afraid of Andrew Tate. They really are. They are afraid of Andrew Tate and the things that he's saying and how it is influencing young men. I mean, just take a look at this segment on Dr. Phil, where this simp basically talks about why Andrew Tate is so dangerous with Rollo Tomasi. Take a look.
On it for a focus on masculinity to begin with at all, because we can't even have this conversation. Right. We could not have this conversation at a major university in the United States right now without somebody shouting.
Hang on.
Let me interrupt because I want you guys to know who Imran is. He was instrumental in taking Tate down from YouTube. Thank you. Why was that important to you?
Because the ideas that he spread are toxic to the young men that he's primarily being fed into. The TikTok algorithm is set up in a way that it feeds you the most controversial content first. Andrew Tate himself understands the algorithm in the way that digital natives do. Within 2.5 minutes of opening a new TikTok account, you're being fed Andrew Tate videos. Right. And that's why he's one of the most seen men in the world talking about men. And the problem is that the ideology that he, of course, is based on yours, Rollo, which is, you know, one way of looking at the world. I don't think it necessarily leads to great outcomes for people. I don't think it leads to great outcomes for relationships. Oh my God, the problem is that your ideology is phenomenally reductive, and ultimately it leads to failure.
And yet I've been responsible for taking the noose off of millions of men's necks for the last 12 years.
Those ideas, when amplified, when added with the social media overlay of controversy, it's led to lots and lots of young men being taught by Andrew Tate that the way to treat a woman if she disrespects you is to grab her by the neck and grab a machete.
Again, I'm not here to be an apologist for someone who has taken my work and distorted it into his red meat social media empire.
Yeah, so that guy Imran, who I am going to call a simp, right? He is responsible for helping Andrew Tate get banned from the internet because apparently Andrew Tate taking advantage of social media algorithms is more of a problem with Andrew Tate than it is with social media, and the fact that social media feeds people content that they want to see, right? I mean, that is the game of social media, right? Feed people content that they want to see. You can't blame Andrew Tate for taking advantage of how social media companies make money and what people want to see. Okay, this is capitalism. But no, because this guy doesn't believe in free speech. He's so afraid of Andrew Tate and the toxic masculinity that he is pushing on young men that it is justified to ban his ability to speak freely on the internet. Absolutely amazing stuff. You know, I don't see too many think pieces about toxic femininity and how toxic femininity is driving young girls to engage in behaviors that are destructive to them, which I think is a much bigger problem in our society than so-called toxic masculinity, right? Again, if we were having a serious conversation about toxic femininity and the behavior of women and how that's harmful to men, people like Cardi B would be banned from society, right? The same way that they're trying to ban Andrew Tate from society, right? You would have teachers trying to desensitize people from, again, Cardi B, right? And her music and the things that she says, right? And some of these other toxic feminists out there, you would have that happening, but you don't have that happening, right? Because that's totally fine and it's totally okay. It's totally fine and okay for women to engage in these destructive behaviors, but it's not okay for men, right? When men do it, if young men get influenced, it's a national emergency, right? You got to ban Andrew Tate. You got to have deprogramming classes or whatever in school. It's just ridiculous, right? It really is ridiculous to see some of the pushback against Andrew Tate. I understand some of the things he says is not everybody's cup of tea, and I don't know if he's actually innocent or guilty of the crimes that he's been accused of over there in Romania. It could very well be a case of corruption from Romania, which is ironic considering that Andrew Tate allegedly moved there because it was a corrupt country. But it could be them, I don't know, getting back at Andrew Tate for making claims about the corruption of Romania and why he's living there. Who knows? There's a whole lot of stuff that could be going on with this. I mean, it could be fake, right? It could be collusion between the Romanian government and Andrew Tate in order to benefit both of them, right? I mean, that honestly, probably, I feel like most likely is probably what's going on here. But who knows, right? But in regards to the things that he said, I don't agree with everything that he says, but this has gotten to the point where it is just ridiculous, right? It really is. It's insane how triggered these people are by Andrew Tate and young men, embracing, their masculinity or whatever. So it's kind of sad to see. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.